Yes, your boy AG, cornerman boxing. I'm here with Mr. Keith Trimble. First of all, thank you for your time, sir. We're here at Adam Kownacki'S media workout, and how do you feel today?
Feeling good. Getting there. We got one more hard week of training and get ready to rock and roll.
Right, so, I mean, what's his mentality going into this fight? His last fight we saw was a tremendous battle. The Barclays Center was a war. So how is his mindset going into this fight?
His mindset's always the same. He's always ready to go. He's always in shape. You always get the people that will look at him and take his physical appearance as something that he's not going to be in shape. But I think Adam's proven over time he's in shape. And if he had to go 15 rounds, he'll go 15 rounds. But right now we're getting near the end, and basically he's peaking at the right time. I'm looking forward to next week. Got a couple more hard days of sparring. We'll get probably 12 rounds in with 3 different people on Tuesday, and then wind it down a little bit on Thursday, probably another 8 rounds, and then Saturday maybe just do another 6 or something like that. But he's like I said, he's peaking at the right time, and we're looking forward to it.
He's working hard, I see.
Yeah, Adam's always working hard.
Right, and this is a WBA title eliminator, am I correct?
I believe so. I'm not sure, dude. Honestly, I don't follow all that bullshit.
There's
so many belts, the politics. I'm the furthest thing from it.
Right.
All I do is tell me who we're fighting, and that's it. If you look back at Adam's even career, I mean, his last, I think, 8 or 9 opponents all had either 1 loss or 2 losses.
Wow.
4 or 5 of the guys had fought for titles. We took no easy ways out. He fought all tough guys coming up. Really hasn't had a padded record, and that's what I think is going to help him when he does get that title shot. Hopefully it's after this, but if not, put somebody in front of us and take him one by one.
Right, 20-0, 15 knockouts. He's doing great.
Yeah.
How do you see him in the matchup, let's say, versus the top heavyweights and the current champions, which are like Joshua, Wilder?
Well, Adam, with these current guys, obviously, listen, they're at the top of the game, and they're all very good. I don't take any.
Right.
I don't discredit any of them. They're all good fighters.
Right.
One thing is, I know Adam will always have the heart. His constant pressure is what pretty much cracks everybody. But I honestly believe he could be world heavyweight champion.
Absolutely.
I think he can compete with all those guys.
Right.
And again, we got to take one fight at a time. But I definitely and I truly believe he could be a world champion.
Right. So, Coach, tell me a little more about yourself. What kind of style do you implement or add to Adam Kownacki'S arsenal? What do you like to focus on and stuff like that? Or what do you teach when it comes to this?
Well, as you can see, Adam throws a lot of punches.
Right.
All of his fights for a heavyweight, he's throwing close to 1,000 punches in all of his fights. I'm actually trying to get that down a little bit and make more of the punches count instead of constant pressure and just throwing. But he can do that. I mean, we do throw a lot of punches in training. We're doing anywhere from 8 to 15 rounds of pads.
Wow.
At least three to 4 days a week. And there are days that I train him as if he was like a lightweight. He throws, so I know his body is always in shape that if he has to dig down and be in someone's face and throw, he can do it.
Right.
But one of the things is obviously working on his defense. People will say stuff about his defense. This is boxing. Everybody gets hit. The biggest thing I feel in boxing with heavyweights is you got to be able to take a punch and you got to be able to give that punch. Right. And Adam has that.
Yeah, he's demonstrated it.
Of course, we don't want to sit there and take stupid punishment for no reason. He tends to fall into that. He actually likes it. It kind of gets him going. As a trainer, you don't want to see it.
Right.
We work on defense all the time. But when they're in there, you only have so much control. You can only lead that horse to water. You can't make him always drink it. So, but we do concentrate on his defense, keeping his hands up more, a lot more head movement. Hopefully he shows that. He's been doing it in training. So I'm hoping that comes out in this fight. A lot of, underneath stuff coming up and, surprising you with punches. A lot of guys can make you miss, but can you follow up behind it? He's been doing it in training, so let's see if it all comes out that night.
Right, I can't
all
wait.
You can help, all you can hope for is that everything you did in camp, at least 80% of it hopefully comes out in this fight. You can never get everything 100%. So biggest thing is try to limit the mistakes from past fights and go from there.
Right.
So
Coach, let me ask you a little more about yourself. So, who are some of the guys you might have learned the sweet science from, or in your upbringing and stuff?
honestly, I've pretty much done this all on my own. I opened my gym up 21 years ago. I did stuff in the past, more kickboxing.
Okay.
And a lot of it was trial and error, watching people, just being in gyms and watching how people do stuff, or watching before fights, guys holding pads and stuff. But on my way up, I really did everything on my own, to be quite honest with you. And I've been fortunate enough that what I do has been working. I don't train every fighter the exact same. You can't do that.
Right.
But, I've did pretty well with Chris Algieri.
Wow.
He's another one of my boxers. I'm doing pretty well with Adam. And then I do have a lot of MMA fighters, guys that fight in the UFC, another organization called PFL. Then I have a lot of good kickboxers too as well.
Wow.
So I pretty much cover all the combat sports.
Nice.
And all my guys are, at the highest level doing well.
Wow. And you're out of this Long Island area? Or?
Yeah, I've been, like I said, I grew up on the North Shore in Glen Head. I live in Hicksville, but my gym's in Belmore. And we've been here, this is 21 years, going on 22 years. So, because I'm doing something right.
You absolutely are, Coach. Coach, before I let you go, let me ask you, because it interests me. Because I believe Adam was a kickboxer originally, am I correct? He started?
Chris was. Not
Chris was.
Yeah, Chris Algieri was. He was 20-0 as a kickboxer. He was an ISKA world champion, which is basically the biggest organization in kickboxing, was the ISKA title. So once he won that, we went over to boxing. He had no amateur boxing experience, just had the kickboxing experience. And like I said, he did pretty well and is doing well now. He took about a year and a half, almost 2 years off. He's won his last 3 fights. We're just waiting for another fight right now. And hopefully he gets another title shot at something.
Right. So what I was curious about, Coach, is do you feel the kickboxing training helps? How do you feel that benefits into the boxing? As far
Well, I don't know if it helps so much with boxing. I'm almost the other way. I think the boxing helps the kickboxing.
Okay.
Because me personally, I work off of, like in kickboxing world, a lot of the boxing combinations, just adding in kicks at the end of your punches and stuff like that.
Wow.
The stance is a little different when you're doing kickboxing as far as with leg kicks. You can't have that more sideways stance, otherwise you'll get your front leg kicked off. So you got to be, at times, your body tends to get a little squarer. But to be honest with you, I bring the boxing aspect over to the kickboxing aspect.
All right.
So I've always been more of a boxing fan from day one than anything else.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Coach, what kind of message would you have for young kids coming up? What would you tell them, is most important to be successful in combat sports?
Honestly, I have 3 daughters of my own. I mean, one's 27, one's 22, and my little one is 13. And even to this day, whatever you're doing, you got to give it 100%.
Right.
There is no in between. You either don't do anything at all, which is sad, or whatever it is between schoolwork, athletics, to your parents, in your home, whatever it is, your friends, just be 100%. Be respectful, be humble, and that's it. Just be a good kid overall. And bottom line is, if you give 100% of yourself to whatever it is you're doing, I'm pretty sure you're going to be successful. You may not be a billionaire, millionaire, but you don't need to be.
Right.
At least you can be happy with yourself and know that you look yourself in the mirror every day and be like, you know what, I've done right. So that's my biggest thing. Like I said, I tell my girls all the time, whatever it is, schoolwork, sports, athletics, to my wife, to myself, just be a good kid, be humble, give 100% of yourself, and no matter, whatever it is you're doing.
All right, absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much for your time,
right.
Coach. Do you have a shout out you want to give to anybody out there?
No, just
come out.
Be
Saturday,
safe.
March
Come out.
7th.
Come out Saturday, March 7th. Be safe. Have a good time. It's going to be a fun night. If you've never been to one of Adam's fights, it's an experience.
Oh,
it's not like a normal gathering at a U.S. Any kind of athletic event. I mean, Polish people come out. They're full effect. They're chanting, they're singing. It's almost
awesome.
feeling like you're at a World Cup soccer game.
Yes, sir, it does.
It's a different feel. So it's a lot of fun. You'll definitely get into it. That's for sure.
All right. Is there anywhere we can follow you on social media or?
Instagram, it's Keith _Trimble.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, it's Belmore Kickboxing Academy.
All right, no problem. Well, thank you so much for your time, Coach.
All right.
We appreciate you and everything you guys do for the sport
I
and the
appreciate
community.
your time.
Thank you,
you.
champ. God bless.
All right.